Robbie joins me after watching the Rocks 3-2 win against Leatherhead. Robbie, sum up your emotions after watching that.
Just, up and down, and satisfaction of how we played in the second half. And we said to the players at half time, although we were disappointed with our first half performance, in terms of we said we had to be brave. They pressed us hard, they played a 4-1-4-1, and they were very well coached, and they put the pressure on us when we were playing out from the back. What we needed to do was be a little bit braver and a little bit more confident in possession, and we could have just bounced it off the midfield out to the full-back, and we'd have been out, and we'd have beat the press, and then we'd have been attacking like we were in the second half.
Yeah.
So listen, it's all learning curves for these lads. They're young lads, they've got a young team, but wow, what a performance in the second half. And for us to say that we were hanging on was a travesty, because the play in the second half was absolutely phenomenal. And I think the 3 goals were a credit to the football club, a credit to the players, and a credit to the way we played the game. And listen, we bring Joe Hancock on just to get him some game time. And he's been out for a while, and it's just one of the mistakes.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden,
everyone does.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden, we're hanging on. But listen, it's all a testament to the players. We hung on well. Listen, Amadou's pulled 2 great saves off to get us the 3 points. But listen, we're really happy with the performance in the second half. And listen, they're the times, I think, early on in the season, or maybe last year, or whenever we were playing, we wouldn't have won that game. So some of the finishing was and some of our football was absolutely sublime.
Yeah, well, it's a question that I'm going to ask. Of course, Leatherhead being bottom of the league, do you think the players may have just come out and just...
It doesn't work like that, Pete.
It's just a question for the fans.
Yeah, listen, when you play Brighton, say they played a 4-4-2, and they didn't really identify our problem with Ashton, and that's why we caused them problems. We win 5-0. These come here to do exactly what they did.
Yeah.
To set up shop, to try and press us high, for them to nick it, for them to give us a mistake, and they got it. But what character from the players to come back from 1-0 down, to think that they were on the back foot, and to play the way they did, with the youth and the exuberance we've got up front, and the amount of bravery and the goals, and it doesn't work like that. You've got to give Leatherhead have got the manager come back in. He's not stupid. He knows the time of day, and he's got him defensively well organised. But eventually, at our level, you can't sustain that pressure.
No,
you can't,
definitely not.
And we said that. We said they will drop off that, and that's when we have to hit them, and we did.
But it was fantastic. I must give a special mention for all the players second half, but for Geordie Mongoy. Again, last 2 matches, his confidence looks like he's come back, and he's got a goal tonight.
Yeah,
hopefully he can build on it. I thought his second half performance was outstanding today.
Absolutely, he was outstanding, and I said that to him. You've got to keep doing that. You've got to belief to score goals, and belief to create and just make them final decisions in the final third better. And I thought he did do tonight. He generated chances. He had 3 assists on Saturday, and now he's got a goal. But I must say, you watch Nathan, and I just think, for 18, what a kid. To play up front on his own, he's just working so hard, and his finishing is absolutely top draw. So we're buzzing to have Nathan, and long may that continue, because the kid is growing into a fine player, and we just got to keep looking after him, and when the chances come, he scores.
Well, that second half was a joy, and again, I must say, if we play like that in the second half, we could beat any team in this league, can't we, Robbie?
Yeah, and if we played at times in the first half like we did, we could lose to any team. But the main thing is, and I love the supporters, and you got to stick with the process of how we want to play. We're not a long ball team that plays on second balls. We like to be brave in possession. We like to bounce things off in the middle of the park, so then we get overloads in the wide areas. And I think we did that in the second half, and they just couldn't contain us. And we were just, I thought, like I say, sublime second half.
Well, I say you've got some big decisions now with Joe Cook coming back on the bench.
Yep.
Joe Dandy, another outstanding performance. Craig Robson, so much better second half. Good options to have.
Absolutely, and players now will play on the merit, and they'll stay in the team on the merit, and that's unfortunate for Cooks at the minute. The lads have played well recently. Joe Dandy's been excellent. Robbo's been excellent, and you just got to wait your turn. But what we have now, Pete, is players on the bench that you've seen. Harrison Brook's going to be a fine player for us. He just needs time. He hasn't played for months.
100%.
He's going to be a player. He's going to be a player for us. Nathan, Geordie, Kane. We've got competition for places, and we've got players now on the bench that can cause problems. And what I don't want to do is, I don't want to put a dampener. What we've got to do as a club, as players, as staff, and as supporters, is just keep our feet on the ground. Make sure we keep learning and learning. Not have expectations through the roof. It's all right to be thinking that we're good and we can beat teams, because we can, but what we've got to do is all do it together and make sure, there's going to be times when the way we play doesn't work out every now and then. That's when we need people to stay patient and knowing that the process is with these young lads, they're getting better. And I think you can see that's game 10 now. I think is the league. You can see we're getting
100%.
We're getting better, and the players, the younger lads, are sampling. They're getting up to speed of this tempo and the physicality, and we are showing now that we're going to be a handful for teams.
Just a quick update on Harvey White. Of course, he came out to do a little fitness test. He seemed to feel something in his ankle. Was it?
No, basically he got a big knock on his ankle, but it's like above it. It's like on the tip of his ankle going in towards his shin, and basically it was really sore, like really badly bruised. And we just Harvey being Harvey and the skipper, he wanted to play, but we said, listen, just think long term. There's a few games coming up. We've got a few games, and then hopefully he can get that right for Saturday, and then he comes off. He's back in the contention to play.
Well, it's going to be a big option having him back on the bench. Who's going to save out? And I think that's one for the fans that we'll find out. Robbie, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we go on to Saturday, and all the lights go off, and you're in your shorts, so you must be freezing cold.
I'm all right, mate. Listen, I'm from the north. I'm bred for this weather. But listen, now when you get performances like that, and when you get teams like that, it's great. So we're really pleased with them. Fantastic support again. Can't thank them enough. The young, and what's really good is you're getting the next generation of younger people coming out, and it's absolutely fantastic. You've got the mixture of the loyal supporters in terms of what I'm saying is everyone's loyal, but you've got the old, the middle, and the new. So it's fantastic if we can bring that generations and keep bringing them through. That will only benefit the football club.
Well, Robbie, on to Saturday we go. Another big game against Cheshunt. Again, it's quite a long journey, but if we play like that in the second half, we should. Well, hopefully we can start the game like that, Robbie. Yeah. But other than that, been an absolute pleasure, and massive well done to you and the boys.
Cheers,
second in the league.
Yeah, well, listen, we don't get it carried away. We know we've played a few games more than other teams, but it's better to have the points on the table.
And we've just got a Worthing secretary going past us. He's probably not going to be happy, is he?
Well, you never know. But listen, what we've got to do is, like I said to you before earlier on the interview, got to keep our own counsel. We've got to keep doing what we're doing and making sure that we not lower our expectations, but what we do is we understand there's a process, and we've got a lot of young players who are going to make mistakes, like Joe Hancock today. You don't expect them things from Robbo, but what you do expect is his character at the second half. Definitely. To come out and play the way he did. So listen, we're over the moon, and onwards and upwards now for Saturday.
Yeah, cheers, Robbie. Anyway, been an absolute pleasure, mate.
Thanks, mate.
I'll see you on Saturday. Cheers.